Hello.
Hi.
Hello. Hello, everyone. Good evening and happy Tuesday. Thank you so much for joining us tonight on this powerful conversation. Today, we'll be concluding what we started on Saturday, the myth of I'll do it when life calms down. So, before I start, we'll just quickly introduce ourselves, just wave. My name is Elizabeth. I live in the UK. I work in logistics and supply chain. So I'll be your host for tonight and pass on to Lila. Lila, say hello quickly.
Hi, good evening. My name is Lila. I'm from UK and I'm an accountant.
Thank you, Lila. Over to you, Modupe.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us again. Mudupe here, living in the UK.
Thank you, Modupe. And Moromoke.
Hello, viewers. My name is Moromoke Ajayi. I'm a nurse and I live in the United Kingdom too.
Thank you so much. So our viewers, as I did mention earlier, we started a very powerful conversation, the myth of I'll do it when life calms down. We started it Saturday, so we're just concluding it today. So if I'm being honest, many of us have said this before. I'll start when things settle. I'll move when work slows down. I'll build when the kids are older. But here's what I personally learned: life doesn't calm down, it just changes. And as a working mom, an immigrant, and someone building alongside my 9 to 5, if I had waited for a quiet season, I will still be waiting, no doubt about that. So tonight we are diving into the final mindset shift that helps you move even when life is loud. So let's quickly dive into it. So let me start here. One of the biggest lie we tell ourselves is that we need more time, right? But we don't need extra hours. We don't need intentions. When I started building, I didn't have open afternoon. No, I had 15 minutes, 30 minutes here and there in between jobs. But that daily 30 minutes, it compounds. And starting small actually fit into chaos better than perfection will ever do, right? So you don't need a free life, you need a focused one. So I'll quickly ask you, Modupe, did you ever feel like you needed more time before starting? And what shifted for you when you realized small, consistent steps were enough? Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Elizabeth. Yes, you're right that usually we think when we think of starting a business as a big project, and because this is such a big project, we need blocks of time. Very serious blocks of time to be able to embark on this project. But what I found out from from personal experience and the experience of others in our community is that little bits, like you said, Elizabeth, just little bits of time compound over time. So if it's 10 minutes here, 15 minutes there, before you know it, you've accumulated an hour in a day. And sometimes I work on my business while I'm having a meal. So I just have I have my plate by me and my computer is in front of me. And I'm able to, in that sometimes that 15, 20 minutes or even 30 minutes, I'm able to accomplish something. Sometimes it could just be I'm watching the training, so I have eaten and I have, moved forward in building my business. And I would like, before I go, I'll just quickly give the example of one of the coaches in our community who was working 3 jobs when he started. And what did he do? He didn't, because there was even no time. He couldn't. There was no way, no time to say, "I'll wait for life to calm down." Got 3 jobs, and then he decided, okay, I don't want to work 3 jobs for the rest of my life. I need to start something on the side. So what he used to do was he would take those few minutes between, his trip from one job to the other, to go through the business, to go through the training, and attend to his business. And today the story is completely changed. Of course, he's not working any of those 3 jobs. Now he's helping people to build the business. So we don't need, large quantities of time to actually build something on the side, just bits and pieces here and there. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Modupe. That was so powerful because sometimes we overestimate how much time we need and underestimate what consistency can do for us in starting something or achieving our goal. So thank you so much. So now let's talk about something deeper. Waiting feels safe, but it is expensive. Because why? Time passes away, your energy decreases when burnt out bills, your responsibility increases, and regret grows quietly. The cost of waiting is not always money. Sometimes it's momentum. I think about this often. If I had waited for a perfect timing, I would have delayed my growth by years. And the truth is, the most expensive thing you can spend is time you will never get back. So, Lila, I want to bring you in here. Have you ever realized that, you were waiting for the right time? And when did you understand that waiting was actually costing you more?
Hi everyone again, and I wanted to say Happy New Year, Happy New Year, Happy New Chinese Year. I hope
Yeah.
it's the year of peace and good health for everyone. Thank you. Yes, so I forgot your questions.
So, Lila was asking, I said, have you ever realized that you were waiting for the right time? And when did you understand that waiting was actually costing you more?
Yes, it did. I did have that experience that weight costed me a lot of cost. Like the time lost because we don't gain time, we just lose time. Time just flies by, and weeks becomes month becomes years. So always remember, we're not getting any younger. And alongside that, as you mentioned, we get less energy. The more we grow up, we get less energy. I remember, like I was watching what we were watching the other night. Like I was telling my husband, do you remember when we were like in our 20s? We could like jump, do this, do that, but now we have no energy anymore. And remember, you lose your energy. We barely can do our daily exercise. And there are a lot of, like, you get more responsibility. There are, you become like um, parents, grandparents, you get more responsibility, more commitment. So there is always some reasons not to start that thing you wanted to start. There is always like miss opportunities. Always remember, you miss opportunities by delaying what you need to do. You missed the new skills, the growth you needed, and also your confidence starts by dropping down. Um, and you lose that confidence the more time goes by. The most uh, the most expensive cost is the regret. The regret of losing that opportunity, the regret of losing that time that you didn't do that, you didn't start that business you wanted. And you will regret, like, I worked my 9 to 5, I invested my time for other people's dreams, and you didn't invest your time for your own self and have the time and money freedom. And don't regret.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Lila. That's it. Because sometimes we think we are protecting ourselves, but we are postponing our potential. We are postponing the good life that we want for ourselves. So I'm hoping that all our viewers are taking notes, and those that will be watching the replay, this conversation will bless your life. So here's something I've seen consistently. People who start in imperfect condition become stronger. When I began building, life was not calm. Personally, it was busy, it was loud, it was demanding with children and 9-to-5 job, and then family back home. But starting anyways built resilience in me. You learn to adapt instead of avoid, and you learn to move without ideal condition, right? So discipline grows faster when life isn't perfect for you. So if you could build in chaos, you can achieve anywhere. So Moromoke, I want to bring you in here. The starting before things were perfect built a different kind of confidence in you?
Yes, my answer is a very big yes. And I want to say good evening once again to all our viewers. And this question really it's really hits home, like with me. I can relate because when I started, even before I started this business, my activities on social media is nothing to write home about, because that is one thing that some people actually are concerned about. When you tell them that you have to market yourself, you have to carry your market for head and let people know what you do. Well, the person that you don't know, you don't want to have anything to do with them. But if you have seen someone consistently over a year, over a period of time, like 6 months, 8 months, 12 months, you actually build a kind of, you feel like you know the person already. So that is the kind of person you want to see, you want to do business with. And to now say that someone like me, that all I do on social media is a happy birthday to my friend, or during my own birthday, that's when I remember to post something. I took it upon myself to change that orientation and, develop the confidence. The confidence did not come overnight. It took me time, but I am not where I was when I started. I have grown over time. So starting in imperfect condition builds the confidence in me. I started imperfect. I started making a lot of errors. I started, at a point, I even realized that I don't even need big grammars to do this thing. Why was I so afraid? Why was I so timid to show people what I do? As far as I know, I have done my due diligence and know this is legitimate. So why was I thinking in my head that I don't have the enough English grammar to tell people what I do? At the end of the day, it is not my grammar that matters. It is what I'm carrying. So my consistency started paying off. I started seeing results. I was so happy. I was elated. That one, boosted my ego the more. It's boosted my confidence the more. So starting imperfect is where you start from. Start anyway. Start with the grammar that you know. People are not looking for your grammar. They are looking for a way out. Okay? And when you start, you will leave the avoiding situation where, avoiding this, avoiding that. And I would like to put this in that some of the people that you are trying to avoid, that you don't want them to see your face, maybe they're already in this business. I have that experience this morning. I was amazed. It was my husband that saw the adverts of this person. And I said, this person looked like someone I know, very close to me. And I was thinking, these are the people that I would be thinking in my head that, hey, I kept saying, when you are surprised. And we are even in the same team. I am like, but we've never met until I saw her adverts. I'm like, wow. So the people that you are avoiding, maybe they're already here. You don't know. So you leave that avoid. You are not avoiding. You are adapting. You keep growing. And discipline grows with, condition, when your conditions are not ideal. When things are not calm, when you are going through those chaos, that is when you start developing discipline. And the discipline that you develop during the chaotic time, it stays with you for the rest of your life. Even when the calmness that you want, when the calmness came, you are ready to fly, because you have disciplined yourself, you have developed, relationships, you have built names for yourself. So by the time the calmness comes, you are already flying, and you'll be able to enjoy the calmness, because you have actually built the calmness for yourself. instead of waiting for it, you grow with it, you grow into it, rather, you grow into that calmness. And before you realize it, you'll be like, thank God I started when I did. Thank you very much.
That was so powerful, Moromoke. Confidence doesn't come from comfort, it comes from action. And many successful people, they started overwhelmed, right? I was listening to a success story of one of the coaches in our community, Elizabeth. You know, this lady has gone through fire, right? You know, from her story, where she comes from, there was no formal education for a girl child. But she walked her way into education. She stayed consistent and ensured that she put in all the effort to succeed. And today, she's killing it in her community, right? She's not just sleeping with it. She started overwhelmed. Everything didn't make sense, but she was determined to succeed. So, Modukwe, have you had any experience, you know, with any successful people that started overwhelmed, started messy, and today you can beat your hand on your chest and say this person is succeeding? I knew when they started. I'm a witness of how they struggle.
Thank you, Elizabeth. I'm just drawn back to, you know, what I said initially about, you know, one of our coaches called Franco. He had every reason to say, I am overwhelmed, I'm tired. Because someone who's doing 3 jobs, chances are that sometimes he doesn't really sleep. So that would have been the perfect excuse that if I start something else, when will I sleep? When would I eat? Where is the time? But the desire to move from working 3 jobs to being able to, you know, control his own time and his own, as it were, destiny, pushed him beyond the tiredness, pushed him beyond the, you know, the feeling of overwhelm. To, you know, like Moromoke said, once you have discovered that it's a legit platform, a legit opportunity, it's now your why that's going to determine whether you move along or not. Because if you do not have enough of a strong reason for something in your life to change, then the best, even if you have all the time in the world, you're not going to do anything. But when you think, you know, when you think about your future, do you want to be in the same place in future that you are now? If your answer is yes, then, oh, we wish you all the best. You really do not need to look at this. But if your answer is no, then in the midst of the busyness, in the midst of the tiredness, you need to tell yourself, I need to do this. And, you know, the thing is, once you start it, you will find the time. That's just how life is. We always make time for the things that we consider are important. You will find the time. All right. Thank you. I'll leave it there for now.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Modukwe, right? There is no perfect timing. It's all what you want for yourself. And as I said, there is no free lunch anywhere in the world. So if you can see the life that you want to live, you need to be ready to work for it. You need to create that path that you want to work on, because nothing falls from the sky. Every successful person that you can see and admire, they all went through that sleepless night. They went through one pain or the other to be where they are. So we just, you know, we hope that everyone is motivated, everyone is inspired to just take action. It's still the beginning of 2026. If you don't change anything, nothing is going to change. So I'll move to Moromoke quickly. What is that gentle pivot to growth that you can advise our viewers before we close?
So about that, I would say, if you are looking for something, you are looking out for something to do, especially on the digital space, you must have this thing at the back of your mind when you're searching, you know, something scalable. You are not going to be in one position. As you grow, you are advancing, you are moving from one stage to another, and your income is also increasing, right? and then you want something flexible. We already have a lot on our plates. Like the example that Modupe gave, someone that is already doing 3 jobs. What was she looking for? Means to make ends meet, right? She's already into 3 jobs just to, be able to pay her bills and all. But now, if you are looking for a business to do, you don't want something that will further break your back, right? Something you can do at your comfort. Even if it is your break at work, why doing those 3 jobs? We are not saying you should quit. We are not saying you should leave your job now, because that is the means. But you can use that means that you have now to start this business and build this business to a level that you will be confident enough to drop those jobs that you are doing, the extra ones. You can still maintain a job that is making you relevant in your field. That is okay. I have seen some nurses that are in this business. Some have retired voluntarily, and some said, okay, they still want to be relevant in the field of nursing, and they are only doing the amount of hours that will make them relevant. That is okay. That is their choice, So you are looking for something flexible that you can do at your comfort, anywhere you find yourself, as long as you have internet access and you have your phone with you. And you are also looking for a legit system. There was a time I said something that at the end of the day, by the time we are retiring, the system will tell you who is the kind of system that you have been plugged into, that you have used your life to serve, that you have dedicated your life to, will tell you who is actually in charge, And it's not going to be you. If it is a system of work and retire and get pension, it's not going to be you. If it is your 9 to 5, the professional fields, it's not going to be that, because you are not in charge. You may think you are. At the end of the day, you realize you are not. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Moromoke. So, Lila, in one sentence, what do you have to say to our viewers in just one sentence before we close?
Oh, you don't have to be perfect to start anything. Just start from whatever you have. You only need you and a desire, desire in fire, and a big why. That's
amazing.
That's my main my phrase.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Let me close with this: calm may never come, right? But progress can start today. And starting imperfectly will always beat waiting perfectly, right? So if you've been telling yourself that you move when things settle, maybe this is your reminder. Don't wait for the calm to start. Start and the calm will follow. Thank you so much, Modupe. Thank you, Lila. Thank you, Moromoke. And thank you, everyone who joined us tonight. We are not waiting anymore, right? We are building, even in the noise. So thank you so much for joining us on until Saturday when we come back in the morning. We wish you a blessed Tuesday and a blessed remaining days of the week. God bless you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.